It's a Scottish colloquialism.
Your colloquialism.
Thanks.
Me and my good friend Buggerton, who has an actual education, which
Hello.
is going to be something rare in the UK now, seeing that we're all racists. We are going to go through all of the words that might be in Star Citizen and are in Star Citizen, and we're going to say how to actually say them correctly, or how they're supposed to be said according to our 10 seconds of research.
Yep. We did at least 10 seconds of research on most of these words, and indeed at most.
And I know that a lot of people really enjoy pronunciation videos, so sit down, buckle up, because your mind's about to be verbally blown.
Yes. Or even pronunciation.
You see? It's already begun. So,
it has.
I'm not supposed to say so all the time, but it's okay. We'll edit that out. Every time I say so, I'll do
You won't. You're never going to do... You're going to say that before every single one that we read out. You're not going to have time to edit it out, because you're not...
No.
You're too lazy to edit it all out. And I know that you're too lazy, because I'm too lazy.
No, what I'll do is write. Let's change so to write. That's easier to do.
Okay, then. Now then. All of the... Yeah. We should probably get to the actual pronunciations.
Let's start with some of the manufacturers. That sounds sensible, doesn't it? They make the ships.
Well, the manufacturers, I think we have Drake, which is a male duck.
No one's going to say that incorrectly, I don't think.
No one's pronouncing. Aegis Dynamics, commonly mispronounced as Aegis, but it's not from the Latin, it's from the Greek, and therefore AE is E, rather than in Latin it would be A. So it's
Aegis.
Aegis. Yeah, Aegis Dynamics. So,
what about
yeah, people
MISC?
are just going to get it wrong. MISC is an interesting one. I like MISC. I think it's a great word, and I think we should leave it at that. Unfortunately, we can't. So it stands for Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern.
And you
Musashi,
did some historical research.
I
on
did
Musashi.
do some historical research
Musashi.
on Musashi. It's Musashi, emphasis on the first syllable, as it is a Japanese word or name. There was a famous swordsman, a legendary Japanese swordsman called Miyamoto Musashi, also a Ronin.
Now he has a spaceship named after him, or a spaceship company.
No, he has a spaceship company named after him, indeed. And then we move on to the Canoe.
So CNOU, or as Buggerton likes to call it, Canoe.
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
a Canoe.
oddly
You're a Canoe.
Consolidated Outland.
Consolidated Outland, yes. Canoe. Do we call it Canoe or Canoe? Either way, both of those are wrong.
It's an acronym, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, of course.
Origin Jump Works.
Origin Jump Works, indeed. That's fairly simple. I don't think anyone
But
says Origin.
People do say Origin.
Jump. Oh,
A lot of people just call it Origin. It is Origin Jump Works.
oh, I see. Oh, okay.
That's why I
Yes,
put that
because
one in there.
I thought that my 325A was a JumpWorks 325A rather than I thought that was the name of the ship rather than JumpWorks being part of the name of the manufacturer.
It is Origin
So
Jump
I
Works.
understand that mistake. And then we go on to Kruger Intergalactic. I mean, that's also fairly simple. Kruger from the South African?
No, from the common horror films.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, Freddy Kruger Intergalactic. He's got his own spaceship company now.
That's my favourite. It's not.
It's really not.
Okay.
Is this Esperia?
Yes.
Fantastic.
It's from the Italian.
Word.
Esperia, yeah. And then, is Crusader Industries also a manufacturer?
Yeah, so Crusader Industries is the manufacturer of the Genesis. We've done the Genesis, but let's move on to races briefly, because they're nice short entries.
Yeah. Although these obviously are science fiction creations by the developers, really. These don't seem to have been taken from actual words or actual languages.
But there are influences that we can use to work out how to say them, and the devs themselves say them in multiple different ways. So if you have a problem with any of the ways we're saying this, like, no, actually, it's Chian as in John, or something like that, then feel free. Obviously, you probably don't talk or type like that.
Yeah, you probably don't sound quite as horribly.
But
Mhm.
But if you do have a problem with the way we've said any of it, feel free to put it in the comments below, because we're just using English words like it's supposed to sound.
Obnoxious. That's what I was going for. You thought I was going to say, but I didn't. I said obnoxious. Yeah, vandal. Or it's got two U's, so I like to think of it as vandal. Yeah,
but people say vandal almost.
It's going to be shortened to vandal, like a youth that goes and scribbles on something. A vandal.
Or wasn't it a race of people that go and smash stuff? It doesn't matter. We don't need to research. The Kurthak.
Apparently we don't. Oh, is it Kurthak?
I'm 99% sure that is Kurthak.
Cool, because I was just going to Kurthak.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure just Kurthak. Simple. Now, this next one is something that is said so many different ways. So, I think Chinese influences, not Japanese influences.
Mm-hmm.
Here. How would you say this, Bugg?
Jean. Or Jean. Yeah, I think Jean.
Cool.
Yeah.
I say it like that because I've heard it said like that
Jean.
before. I've heard also Xian, and I've heard Xian, and I've heard Jean.
To be honest, they all sound similar enough. People are gonna know what you're talking about.
That's a good point.
I think the most important thing is getting the pronunciations to a point where everyone knows what you're talking about, because that's the whole point. You need to know what someone's saying, and Jean, they all sound about the same. But yeah. I think Jean is probably about right, and I think we've probably spent about too much time on this one.
Tevarian.
Yes, so Tevarian would be presumably how it's
Tevarian.
And then, is it the Banu?
Banu.
The Banu.
As in, where is my Banu merchantman? Why are CIG not working on the Banu merchantman? I bought a Banu merchantman. CIG, please work on my Banu merchantman. So we've got other obvious entries, and we're moving on to the ships now. Interceptor, just in case people don't know the word interceptor, as some people might not from various countries that don't speak English as the first language. Then we've got the Mustangs, the Alpha, the Beta.
Although
you're going to say Beta.
In America, they say beta instead of beta, so that's obviously a pronunciation that we're going to differ on. I don't think one can say, no, it must be this or it must be that, because with certain words that we have in English, we're going to have differences, and that's fine. People pronounce things differently. Yeah, in the UK, it's pronounced beta. In America, it's pronounced beta. And then we move on to gamma, delta, and then here's one that both Americans and British people pronounce incorrectly, because it's not omega. In the UK, it's omega. And in America, it's omega. But in neither of them is it omega. just
said wrongly.
Getting that one in there.
And then we've got Redeemer, because we thought, again, people might not have seen the word in English. So Gladius Gladiator.
I would go on to say that Gladius is often mispronounced as Gladius. And I mean, it comes... The word gladiator we get from the word gladius. It should be obvious how we pronounce it, but it's Latin. It's gladius. And then, sorry, go on.
I don't think many people say this one wrong, but again, people might not see the word often. Aurora.
Yeah.
Said so much. Then we've got the constellations, which are commonly also called connies. The Andromeda, the Taurus.
Rhymes with porous.
It does rhyme with porous. And the one that rhymes with vanilla chinchilla, as you lovingly put here.
It does rhyme with vanilla chinchilla.
Aquila.
Not
Aquila, not tequila.
It's not tequila, no. It's not Aquila. It's not Aquila or Aquila, but it's Aquila. Yeah. So the Q is pronounced as we usually pronounce Q's, as a qua, and it's illa as in vanilla chinchilla. Moving on.
Next
Phoenix.
Up we have We're not even going to do your silly jokes here.
The Phoenix. It's not a silly joke. I think this is important. most of us know how to pronounce Phoenix, but it's so easily spelt incorrectly that I always call it the Phoenix, because that way I know how to spell it. And I've never spelt it incorrectly since.
Fair point. But yeah, Phoenix, commonly misspelt more than anything else.
Exactly, yeah.
Then we've got the Cutlass, which is spelt with an A, but said with a U, effectively.
Yeah, Cutlass, yeah. Well, it's the vowel is shortened such that it's essentially not there, just Cutlass. Yeah.
Then we've got the Avenger.
Avenger, yep. And then Titan. I don't think anyone really says Titan incorrectly, but
I have heard someone say Titan.
Really?
Yeah. But that could just literally be a Freudian penis slip, or that could be because they think that's how they say the word. People don't see all these words necessarily in their languages all the time.
Of course, yeah. Because if English isn't your first language, you're not necessarily going to know. Jesus, even if English is your first language,
yeah,
half the people, we have so many inconsistencies in English that. Anyway, shut up.
That you could just leave Europe without knowing it.
Oh God. You realise you're dating this video immediately, right? With all these horrible Brexit jokes. Let's move on to the Starfarer, not to be mispronounced as the Starfarer.
Again, that's just if people read it quickly. I think I have heard someone call it the Starfarer in a podcast, in a Star Citizen podcast.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that's unacceptable. But Starfarer, it comes from obviously seafarer is a common word in English. Well, it's not that common, but it's still a word in English. So a natural progression from that is Starfarer. And then we have Gemini, which is one of the 12 symbols of things. Oh no, it's a constellation, isn't it? Yep, there we go. I got there in the end.
It's important about the word, not its entomology, whatever, how you pronounce that.
Etymology.
That's the
entomology
one.
is the study of insects.
What?
Quick, let's call Entomology Man. Oh no, ants!
That's how you get ants, Bugg.
And that's how you get ants. And then we have the Scythe, and I'd like to point out that the TH at the end of Scythe is pronounced with a tone rather than just th. It's th. Scythe. You have no comments on Scythe.
I was coughing.
Oh, you were okay. That's fine.
We've also got the Retaliator, which is commonly called the Tally, for people that don't know.
Oh yeah, I skipped the Retaliator.
That's right. It's because you some of the ones that we say and we don't think are mispronounced.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have an Idris, then Archimedes. Archimedes, can't really say anything different about that, can you?
No, Archimedes, he did some philosophy or something.
Now, you've written down here, like a hat. Can you explain this word? We were having so much of a talk about it before.
Well, it was the second syllable we were having a talk about. The first syllable, I think, is obvious because there's a double A, it makes it a short vowel sound, so hat, Karak. But of course, the second syllable, that's where all the interest starts. It's Karak, the end.
It is Karak, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But people are going to shorten it to Karak. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that's commonly used enough that people won't get annoyed at you for using it differently, and everyone knows what you're talking about at least. I've put Orion in here just because I've heard people say Orion and stuff like that before.
Fair enough. Orion. It's another one of the 12 constellations, isn't it? Orion. Oh no, it's not one of the 12 constellations. What am I talking about? It's just a constellation.
Yep. We've got the Vanguard. I'm not sure why I put this here. Probably just because there's variants of the Vanguard I want to talk about.
Maybe you had a joke in mind or something?
I did. That was just with you before we started talking.
You're right.
That was our special joke. So, normally when you collaborate with other YouTubers or friends or whatever, you have the little special jokes, little special songs that you sing or perform before you film. Just
Monkey does sing beautifully to me sometimes, especially late in the evening.
Damn right. So we've got the Harbinger, not to be confused with adding another R in there and making it Harbringer.
Yes, the R is definitely before the B. It's Harbinger. As in, you are the Harbinger of Death, Cara Thrace.
But if she was...
Bit of Battlestar Galactica lore in there.
That was beautiful. I loved that. I still think in the last episode I was robbed. Sentinel.
Yep, sorry. Yeah,
I can't see how you could say that wrong, Sentinel. Again,
so I'm still reeling from the last one because you managed to cry about a different a sci-fi show in the middle of a pronunciation guide for a completely different, unrelated sci-fi thing.
Well, it's not unrelated, though, is it? I mean, I'm sure there must be Battlestar influences in Star Citizen.
Almost definitely.
I'm going to try and say frack every time I swear in a Star Citizen video.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm good.
So we're going to move on to the worst.
Let's get Genesis out the way first.
Okay.
And let's not read what I wrote afterwards.
No.
Because
again,
it
that's
wasn't,
especially just for us.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, Cartual.
Yep.
Boom. Nice and simple.
And then the ones that I think most people pronounce differently to how I would have thought they would be pronounced, I think is the best way of saying this.
So I think the Reliant variant, the Mako, I think we agreed that it was Mako.
Yeah.
Not Mako.
Mako. It's a blue shark, or it's a tree. It's a thing that exists. And it's also the source of power in Final Fantasy VII.
Is indeed.
Yeah. And I remember back then I used to call it Mako. Oh, they're blowing up another one of the Mako generators. Awesome. I feel we're getting off topic, but yeah,
we are
definitely
indeed.
the Reliant Mako, the Reliant Sen.
Don't say Zen. It is Sen, as in 10.
Don't never say Zen because it summons him.
It does summon him, and he's not here right now.
He's not here right now.
So I think the next one, and please don't shout him if I've got it wrong, the Tana.
That is, I'm assuming it's pronounced the Reliant Tana because obviously with science fiction names, some of them might just be made up because people think, oh, I'll make it up. So if there are any devs watching this, and you definitely think it shouldn't be pronounced Tana, let us know. But if you've deliberately called it Tana because there is a lake that is the source of the Blue Nile, Lake Tana, then that's presumably how it's pronounced.
So the ship is a skirmishing ship. It's the combat variant. And basically, there was two words we were discussing how to say it. It's either Tana or Tana, but it doesn't feel to me like it's making hides out of leather.
Yeah, a Tana definitely feels like a trade skill rather than the Reliant Tana feels like it's going around with a bunch of cows on board. The Reliant Tana sounds more like an actual ship. Did you hear that train? I think that was my mate Lee giving me a shout.
Oh my god, that was beautiful. And then the most controversial of all the things we're discussing,
the Reliant Core.
So everyone calls it the Core, okay? Because it's obvious, simply called the Core. Instead of C, K. Boom. But we think it might come from the Greek.
There is a Greek word Core, which is it's a female statue, and it's the only source of the word Core I could find on the internet. So for that reason, I was going with the assumption, and it may be a bad assumption, that it's presumably been taken from that, and therefore it would be pronounced the Reliant Core.
What I'd very much like is a dev to tell me, whoever started the concept of that ship, to come in and go, yes, actually, I was inspired by the statue, or no, I just liked the word core because it's the core or standard model.
Yeah, maybe. Although, use a C.
Use a C. I mean that
would be my suggestion. If you wanted it to be your standard module, your core Reliant, surely use a C.
But isn't a K just a C in space?
Maybe.
Maybe. But if you have words that you want us to say that are Star Citizen related, or you disagree with anything that we've said, if you could leave some comments in the comments below.
Absolutely, I'd love to read about. If people have strong opinions on if they think we're pronouncing any of these incorrectly, or anything like that, definitely do let us know.
or if you're an expert on insects, and you know differently to us, then that would be useful.
Link the XKCD comic on Entomology Man. That'll be the right thing to do here.
Yes, I'll put that up to give that context.
But I definitely, if there are any devs watching, if they could chip in on how they presumed Kore, Tana, and Mako would be pronounced, that would be much appreciated.
But next time, hopefully without some form of angry pronunciation backlash, we will do all the star systems and planets. As well as probably some of the flora and fauna that we can find as well. Because, no one will be 100% sure how to pronounce that, because half of it will be alien, but they will still be inspired from some form of word around the world.
It's still a human making up these names.
Just wait until we actually have the languages, Bugg. When we have the languages of Banu and Vandal and all that sort of jazz.
I can do English and mathematics.
Not math. And with that, we shall leave you to ponder, unless you're doing a single sum. Well, I suppose not a sum. If you're looking at a single number, is that a math? If I was looking at the number 1, is that a math, Bugg?
Nope. Never start math. Not even once.
Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the verse.
Hello and goodbye.
I can edit the shit out of that. I would like to say Korea and Port Olisar now. Okay.
Are you just going to edit this in? Should we do it as if it's between one of the sections?
Yeah. No one will know. No one will know. They'll be like, bam, this is smooth. Smooth jazz.
You're adding this after the end credits, aren't you, as a bonus?
No. I would
just
never,
to say, fuck you, Bugg.
I would never do that.
Okay, next up.
Next. Oh, straight after we said Crusader Industries.
Yep, sure. Let's go with that.
Yep.
Port Olisar. That seems presumably how it's pronounced.
It is. And indeed, that's exactly how it's pronounced.
And then Korea.
So this is pronounced multiple ways. Korea, or Korea, or just how you said it then, which I've never heard.
Korea.
Yes, I've not heard that. So it's Korea, or...
I think it's a Hebrew word.
Well, we don't know, do we? Who knows? I don't.
But if it is a Hebrew word, we have no way of knowing how it's pronounced.
What, would you have to pull out my tongue or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. Yep.
Yep. And so I say Korea.
Cool.
I used to say Korea when I couldn't be asked to read the word.
Yeah, I remember fighting on Korea Station or something.
Yeah, it's because I couldn't be asked to say it properly.
I think we were all running around, and everyone went into the station, and I shot the hulls of everyone's ships with my machine gun, and then acted as if I didn't understand what was going on when everyone came out and found their ships exploded. Yeah,
that was the early 2.0 where guns were more powerful than ship weapons.
Was that even 2.0? I felt like that was even earlier.
No, it would have been 2.0 because it would have been Korea. That's the
yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
But let's move on to the next one.